and our Caroline Vandergriff. I believe, Caroline, if we have you, you're standing just outside in the hallway. I got to tell you, Caroline, he read it pretty quickly. There wasn't much to it. What's the reaction there?
Well, immediately after that verdict came down, we were standing right outside the overflow courtroom. People came out angry and upset. We heard people say, "What is wrong with Fort Worth?" There's a lot of emotion in the hallway right now. He was not found guilty of the higher charge, murder, instead found guilty of that lesser charge, manslaughter. That does carry a 2 to 20-year sentence, and the jury will now move to the penalty phase of this trial to figure out exactly what that sentence will be. But the feeling here in the hallway with the supporters who have been here for 14 hours of jury deliberations. Some have been here for 5 days of testimony and evidence. They are upset. We can hear shouting down the hall that way. Yeah. People waiting this way for everyone to file out of the main courtroom. So I can tell you right now, the energy is disappointed in what this was. This doesn't feel like a victory from a lot of supporters who are in the hallway here at the moment. Ken?
Caroline, while we have you here and while we're talking about the energy right now in that hallway where you're standing, I know that yesterday when the jury broke for deliberations, they worked up to 7 o'clock. They came back early this morning, and it took all day today to get to this point. Was there sort of a buildup in this energy, in this disappointment that you're seeing now? And I'm assuming as the hours were going by, I'm wondering if for all the folks who were out there and sort of waiting for this, if they perhaps anticipated that this would be the outcome.
You know, you can never fully predict exactly what a jury is going to do, even if you feel like it's going long or not. But I will say, as the hours dragged on, the anticipation was certainly building here, and more people were coming in who hadn't been here yesterday as they were waiting for this verdict to come down. When I went outside and grabbed some lunch and came back, more people were piling onto the elevators, wondering which floor to go to, where to be, so they could be here for this really historic moment that the city of Fort Worth, supporters of Tatiana Jefferson and of Aaron Dean have all been waiting for more than 3 years. They've been waiting for this moment here for some kind of closure in a case that has really rocked this city and rocked this community.
Yeah, absolutely. And just from the sounds of it, from where you're standing, Caroline, obviously this doesn't sound like anything that has reached ultimate closure, at least for some folks. Give us an idea. We're hearing the yelling. We can hear it. We can see some of the commotion there behind you. Caroline, what exactly is going on for those of us that can't see clearly? What are you seeing?
So the first door behind me is the courtroom door, and then the door right here is the overflow room. So people who are in the overflow room are already spilling out, and that's where this commotion down the hall past me this way, where you can really hear the yelling. A lot of people who came from that overflow room are down there now yelling, upset. I've heard some profanity, but it's hard to say exactly what it is that we're hearing being shouted, and we can certainly move a little bit closer.
I know it's a tight squeeze. I know it's a tight squeeze.
I can tell you it's frustrated.
Yeah, I know it's a tight squeeze in there, Caroline, but any way we can get a look down the hall?
Let's see. I'll see if Vince, our photographer here, can kind of swing the camera around and show what's going on. Yeah, we apologize for any language. I'm hearing some words. Obviously, we're taking this live.
Well, we're going to certainly give them their space as well. And folks, again, you're watching this live right now here on CBS 11 and CBSDFW.com. The breaking news situation right now unfolding in the Tim Curry Criminal Justice Center is that the verdict has come down once again in the Aaron Dean murder trial of Tatiana Jefferson. He's been found guilty of manslaughter. That is, Caroline, as you were saying, manslaughter, obviously the lesser charge to murder, which was the original charge that Aaron Dean was facing.
Yes, and we're hearing at least a few chants of no justice, no peace. A lot of the people here really don't feel like manslaughter is deserved in this case. That's certainly the sentiment we're getting at the moment. But, you know, as the hours dragged on, we were thinking this could end up being a hung jury, but clearly they decided on something. And when the judge gave them that option of that lesser charge, ultimately it was a unanimous decision that they went with manslaughter. And that's, you know, the aftermath here that everyone is really trying to take in, because, as you said, that wasn't on the table until yesterday. So, you know, this whole time you're thinking it's a murder charge, and that's what is going to be decided. And the manslaughter charge really kind of added something different to this.
Well, clearly, Caroline, we could hear the emotion coming out from outside the courtroom there, the hallway that you're standing in. So thank you very much for giving us the live update and sort of setting the scene for us and helping us better understand the reactions that are now taking place outside the courtroom right now in reaction to this guilty verdict of manslaughter and not murder. Caroline, I guess we're gonna keep your shot up here for a little bit. We are, of course, live. We'll come back to you just as soon as we can. If there's anything else that happens, please let us know.